subscriber. How you doing? Welcome back. Thanks for joining me. So today, as you guessed, I'm doing another Halloween tutorial. I think this is number 7 or 8. I can't remember. So I'm really proud of myself for doing at least 2 a week this entire month of October. So I wanted to do something gory, again, of course, with like the skin ripping and whatnot, but not bloody or anything, because I got a great response from my unzipped face. So I didn't want to put any blood or anything like that, but I did do a skeleton look because you guys have requested a skeleton look, which I don't get because there's a billion skeleton tutorials on YouTube. But I did a traditional skeleton, half skeleton with the skin ripping off ear, and I added some neon colors because look how cool this looks with a black light. I'm gonna turn off the lights. Look at that, guy. Like, I'm living. Like, I love this. This is so dope. If you're going to a party or a club or something for Halloween, I'm sure they have black lights. You should totally do this. Or just add neon colors to whatever other look you want. Let me turn the lights back on. So yeah, if you haven't done so already, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. And also, if you don't mind, please turn on the bell notifications so you guys are notified every time I upload a new video. So with that being said, if you want to learn how to get this look, please keep watching and I'd love to show you how to do it.
So the first thing we're going to do is cleanse our skin with the Mehron Skin Prep liquid. I'm doing this so that way when I apply the scar wax to my face, it sticks on and doesn't slide off. Next, I'm going to take Elmer's non-toxic glue stick and I'm just going to glue my eyebrows down. I'm going to use a spoolie to comb out the glue and really get them pressed on to my face. The reason why I'm doing this is because I want them hidden underneath the paint that I'm going to be applying to my face. I don't want my eyebrows to show through, and I have pretty thick eyebrows, and what happens is the hair will peek through if you don't do this, and I don't want to do that. So after I applied a few layers of the glue, I'm going to go ahead and apply some Dermablend translucent setting powder. I really love this setting powder in particular. For some reason, it just works really well with the glue. So I do this about 3 or 4 times just until kind of like when you rub your hand across your face, you don't feel the eyebrow hairs. It just feels like a smooth surface. I'm just going to dust off the rest of the powder and move on to the next step. I'm using the NYX Cosmetics Wonder Pencil in Fair to kind of draw a line and map out where I'm going to be putting the spirit gum and the scar wax. The reason why I'm doing this is because when using a nude pencil, you can easily erase any mistakes that you make. Then I'm going with my Spirit Gum by Cinema Secrets, and I'm just applying this directly onto that line. Next, I'm going in with my Ben Nye Nose and Scar Wax, and I'm just rolling it into these little tube-like shapes. You want a few pieces of this just so it can cover that entire line. So I needed 3 pieces, actually more like 2.5. That was good, or 3.5. That was good enough for me. And I'm just gonna put this onto the spirit gum once the spirit gum is tacky. So you're gonna have to touch the spirit gum to see if it's tacky. If it is not tacky, this will not stick. It'll just slide right off. So make sure it's tacky, kind of like eyelash glue. Once it's tacky and I place this on, I'm just gonna measure it out and put them right next to each other, and we're gonna do the blending of the pieces later on. Next, I'm going to apply a little bit of petroleum jelly to my spatula just because this makes it easier to blend out the nose and scar wax, and it won't stick onto whatever you're using to blend it out. I'm using this little tiny spatula. You could use your fingers if you'd like. What I'm doing is I'm blending it into my skin so that way it looks like it's my skin that's ripping and not a lump on my face, you know what I mean? And then I'm just going to use my finger and again use some either oil or petroleum jelly or even makeup remover to kind of blend this out as much as you can. I'm rubbing it in a back and forth motion, and that oil on my finger is allowing me to really blend it without removing it. Then I'm lifting the edges up just like this, so again it gives it that ripped skin effect. I'm going to lift it all off my face on the side where the skeleton face is going to be. Then going in with my Huda Beauty Faux Filter Foundation. This is in the shade Toasted Coconut? Yeah, Toasted Coconut. It's not my exact match, but it looks pretty close on camera, so we'll stick with it. And I'm just using a beauty blender to apply this onto the normal side of my face. And using my Tarte Cosmetics Shape Tape Concealer in Light Neutral, I'm just applying this as a primer as well as concealing and highlighting under my eye. Using a beauty blender, I'm just blending that all out. Next, I'm going in with my Dermablend Translucent Setting Powder, and I'm just going to set the concealer as well as that eyeshadow primer, or concealer that I use, this eyeshadow primer, so it doesn't move around. And then going in with my Charlotte Tilbury Pressed Powder in the shade number 2, I'm taking a fluffy brush and setting the rest of my face. Going in with the shade Neon from my Melt Cosmetics Radioactive stack, I'm using a fluffy brush and I'm applying this as my transition shade in my crease. Just using windshield wiper motions to blend this all out. Then going in with the orange shade from the stack called Radon, I'm just applying this right underneath that yellow neon shade and just buffing it out again. You can use the same exact fluffy brush that you used for the last step. It doesn't really matter, and just blend it out really, really well, because when you do these two colors together, you can clearly see the lines, so blending is key. Next, I'm going in with the pink shade, and this one is called Radioactive. And I'm just applying this underneath that orange shade. And don't go too far up because you don't want to hide the orange and the yellow. And I'm also taking this into my inner crease and just really, really blending it out. Then going in with my MAC Cosmetics Select Cover Up Cream, I'm just cutting my crease. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I'm going to apply that pink here again, but I want it to really, really pop. So you're not really going to be able to tell that I'm doing a cut crease. I'm only doing it so that pink can really pop. You know what I mean? Going back in with the shade Radioactive and just pressing this onto my lid where we apply that concealer cream. Then going in with the lime green shade or neon green shade called Xenon, I'm applying this to my lower lash line. It wasn't coming out as dark as I wanted, so I wet my brush a little bit, and then I went back into this color and applied it, and it came out so beautifully. I'm like obsessed with this color. Then going in with my Jeffree Star liquid lipstick in the shade Queen Bee, I'm using a thin eyeliner brush and I'm using this color as a liquid eyeliner. That's what I love about Jeffree Star's lipsticks, is you can use them as an eyeliner. I'm just gonna wing out this liner into a fierce wing. Next, I'm going in with my NYX Jumbo Pencil in the orange shade, and I'm just applying this to my waterline. I wanted this to be really fun and colorful, so that's why I'm choosing like a bunch of different colors. Then going in with this Kryolan Cosmetics Aqua Colors. This is the UV palette. I'm just taking that neon yellow shade because I want this liner to be like glow in the dark, and I'm just applying it over that yellow liquid lipstick that we applied to our eyes. I used the same shade in my crease and I drew a thin line. I didn't really know where I was going with this look, but I really liked the way it ended up looking. So yeah, I liked the little pop that it gave this eyeshadow look. Then going in with the neon green shade from that palette, applying this to my lower lash line because I also want the lower lash line to be glow in the dark. And this also intensified that green that I had there already. The lashes I'm wearing today are the Royalty Lashes by Flutter Lashes. I really love how separated but full these lashes are, and they really make that eyeshadow show up more. I'm just removing a little bit of that wax again because it kind of drips down since it is kind of heavy, so you might have to do this a few times before it actually stays put. Then going in with my Mark Beauty pencil in Blacker, I'm applying this and tightlining my waterline, so that way it's nice and dark for when we apply the paint around it. Going in with my Mehron face paint. This is the smaller palettes. I just bought a bunch of these from IMATS last year. I'm taking a small precision brush. This is by Vasanti. It's like a flat concealer brush, I believe it is, or a small detail eyeshadow brush. I'm just applying this around my eye. And now you see why I covered up my eyebrows. My eyebrows are higher than where I applied this black, but I wanted it a little bit lower, so that's why I blocked out my eyebrows. Then going in with my Melt Cosmetics Dark Matter eyeshadow, I'm applying this over the paint so it doesn't crease in my lid area, since I do tend to crease if I don't really set it properly. Then going in with the white face paint from that palette, I'm applying it to the edges because once we get ready to paint our face, we need to be very precise around the edges of where we apply the black. The reason why I didn't apply white all over first is because when you apply black over it, it's just gonna turn gray. So there's like, you're doing double the work. I'm just outlining that eye area, and I'm also applying some white underneath those skin flaps. I hate that word, and I say it all the time, skin flaps. So I'm just applying this underneath so that way there's no skin peeking through. Going back in with the black, I'm just drawing the temple area. You want it to have like a sunken in look, so you just keep applying black and kind of shading and contouring your face. I got some paint on my hair and then it touched the side of my eye, but that's okay since these are water activated. You could just clean it up later on. I'm just applying these lines or drawing these lines onto my face, looking and referencing a picture of an actual skeleton to do this, so you just have to be creative. I'm just wiping away that mess up that I have right there. Like I said, it's very easy to wipe it, just a makeup wipe or a wet damp towel or napkin. And I'm just shading all of this in. I first outlined it and then I shade in afterwards. It's going to be symmetrical on both sides, so just draw what you can underneath those skin flaps. Doesn't have to be perfect because again, no one really is. No one's facial structure is really symmetrical and perfect. I'm just drawing on the nose with a thin eyeliner brush, just kind of detailing it and really drawing out those edges and carving them out onto my nose. The wider you make this, the bigger it's going to make your nose look. I wanted my nose to look a lot smaller, so I made it really small. And then you're just fading that black out. You can use your finger to blend this out also. You want it to blend into like a grayish color. Then taking the white and that precise concealer brush, and I'm just filling in the rest of my face where the white goes. So now I'm taking the black and I'm taking a thin eyeliner brush and I'm just drawing the lines of where the teeth are gonna go. It was right around this point that I realized that I was an idiot for choosing a skull, one of the most detailed Halloween looks you can do. Yeah, I like hated my life right now. I was like, damn, I really hope Sophia doesn't wake up from her nap because I'm never gonna finish this. She was napping for like a good amount of time when I was doing this. So anyway, I'm just drawing little teeth on the face. I don't like the teeth to look too long for some reason. I just feel like it just looks kind of weird on my face, so I did shorter teeth, but if you like the long look, then do the long ones. Do the long teeth. I don't know. I just have this weird thing with like really long teeth. I don't really like them. So I'm just drawing the teeth onto my face, and then the shading and all that will come later on. So just draw little lines, kind of triangular shaped at the edges because you want it to look like the root of the teeth. And yeah, just go all the way across. So now comes the shading and the contouring. I'm just drawing little lines and kind of blending them out just to give it some shadows. Again, look at a skull picture or someone else's face paint picture just as reference to really see where the shading and things go. You don't want this to just look like a flat skeleton look unless that's the look you're going for. I did do something like that last year, but this year I wanted to look more realistic, so I shaded in and contoured as much as I could, or I thought that I could do. So I'm contouring the edges of the nose and kind of shading them in to make some shadows and whatnot all over the face. And yeah, kind of get creative. It doesn't have to be perfect. And here I'm just shading the teeth to make them look more realistic and not so drawn on. Then going in with the white face paint, I'm using this to shade some of the darker areas like around the eye socket and things of that nature, and the nose, of course. Okay, so you could totally stop here and be completely done with the skull, but I wanted to glow in the dark, so I'm just going in with the neon colors and I'm outlining everything that I did already just randomly. Outlining some of the teeth here with the yellow shade and around the nose. Then I go in with the orange shade and I'm outlining the eye socket. And I just keep going in with random colors and outlining everything because I want this whole look to kind of have a glow in the dark feel to it. So then I'm also shading in some of the teeth with that orange color again, and then I go in with the green and I'm outlining that mouth area and then outlining some more random teeth area. Then I'm going in with the pink and I'm outlining the jaw area, and so you get the point. This doesn't have to be exact. You could do it however you want. I just kind of chose to do it this way. I go in with the blue to do all the contouring shades and whatnot. So again, like I said, it doesn't have to be identical or perfect. Just do whatever you want. Even if you want to splatter a bunch of neon paint all over your face just to give it a cool effect, you could totally do that also. Then going back with the rest of my face, to finish up the rest of my face I should say, I'm going in with my MAC Give Me Sun bronzer, and I'm just using this to contour my face. And then going in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Aurora Glow Kit, I'm using those first 2 shades, and I'm just highlighting my cheekbones and using my finger to blend this out so there's no harsh line. That's it. We're all done.
Okay guys, this is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And also, if you haven't done so already, please turn on the bell notifications so you guys are notified every time I upload a new video. And if you aren't following me already on my other social media handles, you can go ahead and follow me on Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. All of that is at MAKEUPBYALAHA. I made it super easy for you guys to find me. So as always, thank you guys for joining me. Thanks for staying until the very end, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!